So taxi associations say the fuel price increase will have a negative impact on their operations and on commuters. The AA has predicted that the petrol price will go up by 99 cents a litre, edging closer to that 20 rand mark. Our reporter Tshegohaco Moagi is following that story for us this morning. And Tshegohaco, I mean, the first point of call is always the impact on commuters at large, and, you know, the impact will no doubt extend to goods and services in general. But what are commuters saying about the possibility of a price increase in the cost of getting them to and from work and school?
Well, good morning, Michelle. Indeed, I mean, this petrol price increase will have quite a negative impact on South Africans, paying almost 20 rand a litre. And we understand, you know, people budget to actually go to work, and this will obviously increase should the taxi associations decide to increase their fares. And this will cause, obviously, a huge problem for those that are able to budget for the trips that they take to and from work. We do know that trains are currently still not operating due to COVID-19. So people are really relying on taxis for commute and for bus and on buses as well. But to give us more details about what they could possibly be doing going forward, I'm joined by Theo Malele. He is from the National Taxi Alliance. He's the spokesperson there. Tete Malele, thank you so much for your time. Let's start off with Tabaya, the issue of petrol now going up. I mean, 20 rand almost a litre is going to be a heavy impact on your industry and on commuters.
Yeah, well, good morning. These are unprecedented times. Fuel has never gone this high. It certainly is going to have a negative impact on our commuting masses. And this actually will eventually force us to adjust our tariffs, which is something that is still going to be, spoken to a little later.
What do you think government can do to make sure that commuters are not so heavily impacted by this fuel increase?
Well, there are a number of interventions that government needs to do. You're looking at maybe the reduction on some of the levies. I mean, fuel cost itself, it's 48% of the actual price. You have 19%, I think, goes to levies, 11% to road accident fund, and another 11% to another levy. So a number of levies that will have to be reviewed in order for the fuel price to be at least affordable. So in terms of rands and cents, the fuel price, it's less than 10 rands per litre, and the majority of the cost, it's made out of all these other frills, levies and margins that are put to it. So government needs to relook at this so that we do not actually put pressure on the commuters, who will also have to fork out for basic commodities, because most of goods will actually be going up, and that's going to have a negative impact. I mean, we're just out of stringent lockdown levels, just when we thought we were going to be beginning to recover. Instead, this is taking us backward.
I'm glad you mentioned the issue of the lockdown levels. Of course, level 5 had quite an impact on the taxi industry, and really all the levels, if you think about it, as more and more people were able to now work from home. For you as a taxi industry, this fuel increase will now have quite a huge impact on commuting and on driving around. The discussions that you are planning to have, do you know when you'll have these discussions around a possible fuel increase?
Well, look, we will have these discussions, I think, next week, after, obviously, the adjustments will take effect from Wednesday, and immediately thereafter, we will actually, talk to all, provinces to relook at our tariffs. But we will be very mindful not to increase, astronomically, but we played with government to at least reduce some of the levies, on road accident fund, for an example. And we know that there has been a lot of wrongdoing in managing these funds. So, yeah, there needs to be an intervention, seriously so.
All right, thank you so much, Theo Malele. He's the spokesperson for the National Taxi Alliance. Really, Michelle, just giving us details about, the discussions could possibly be had or will be had around possibly increasing the taxi fares for commuters, and of course then just the ripple effect that comes with that. We often have seen that when fuel prices go up, everything else really increases in the market. So Malele really just saying that government needs to find other ways instead of just increasing the fuel price.
Yeah, absolutely. Incredible to think that we're now almost at that stage of 20 Rand per litre, the cost of fuel. Tshegohaco Moagi, thanks very much indeed. Some bad news there for motorists and communities this morning.